Konstantin Uzdris, our partner in the Media Dialogue project from Moldova, TV journalist and a member of the Association of the Moldovan Journalists, and at the moment naturally involved also in the aggression of Russia against Moldova. We saw in Germany a lot of different TV pictures from refugees. Today I read that Russia says if you don't pay the gas, then Moldova will not get more gas. There was a gas crisis described in our media. So, Konstantin, great to see you in Chisinau at the moment. How is the situation?
So now in Moldova it is peace. In Moldova we have a lot of refugees. It's I think it's at least that more than 100,000 of people who comes to Moldova. Not all of them are staying in Moldova. There are a lot of people who go in the Europe. I mean Romania, in the European Union. I mean Romanian. A lot of them comes to Switzerland, to Germany. There are a lot who are going to France and other. But a part of them who is a poor, it's stayed in Moldova. Moldova government have a lot of projects that try to help of all peoples who are staying here, to share the eating, to share the clothes, to share the houses and the other things. The same situation it is with Belarusians refugees. There are not so big number of Belarusian refugees, but a lot of them come to Moldova just for bringing a visa for the European Union. I mean, yesterday called me some people who want to stay somewhere, and they want to wait a few days for bringing a visa for the Schengen space or the European Union, and they want to go to the European Union. The situation, it is how say our government, it is under control. The security in Moldova is assured now. And we are waiting tomorrow to Mr. Borrell, who is a representative of foreign policy of the European Union. Tomorrow he will come to Chisinau. We're on alert, but now in Chisinau and in all of Moldova, we have just a lot of refugees from Ukraine and a small number from Belarus.
And in Moldova, you have a comparable problem, not really comparable, but also a big problem with Transnistria. There's also a Russian-influenced enclave, and there the situation is calm too.
Yeah, from Transnistria now it is a calm situation because our authorities spoke all time. They're not recognized authorities from the Transnistria. Yeah, the situation is very, very difficult because there we have a big influence, and we have a Russian army in the Transnistria. But at least now the situation is calm. How told me some of people from our authorities, till Ukraine stay on the border, the Transnistria do not have some problem in the Transnistria region, and the situation is calm. But everything can change in 1, 2, 3 hours if the Russian army can advance in Kiev, in other regions. for now, the situation in Moldova with the Transnistrian region, it's okay, because the Transnistrian authorities told that they do not want to fight, they do not want to be implicated in this conflict. They opened some points for refugees, also in Transnistrian region. Do not coordinate this thing with Chisinau. They, from themselves, open these points, and but at least now the situation is calm. But we do not know what can happen tomorrow or in a few hours.
And what is the what is the audience or the people and the media thinking about this cruel development in Ukraine after this after the Russian aggression? What view do you have to this war that Russia starts? The first war after the Second World War, and the first time that such a thing happens, such a war happens in Europe. What is the Moldova view?
So, from the beginning, all peoples in Moldova was shocked by this aggression. Of course, yesterday I saw that all people from the Romanian redaction of the Sputnik, what is this? This is a Russian public agency of media, go away. They just refuse to work more. Sputnik in Moldova, the Romanian version, Russian version is already everybody worked, but the Romanian
Sputnik
version.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Sputnik is a Russian broadcaster.
Yeah, it was a radio, website, and news agency here in Moldova. The Romanian version of this broadcaster refused to work more and go away. The Russian one, it's worked at least. Our authorities blocked the website of this broadcaster here in Moldova. They made a clone one. It's not named Sputnik Moldova, but now it's News Sputnik Moldova. And they made something of clone. All television, of course, are shocked. All journalists in our country are shocked, and all of them are more concentrated now, not on the war, but are concentrated now how to help and how to give information for refugees, because a lot of refugees. You must to understand that for small Moldova, who have 3 billion of people who living every day in Moldova, we have now the more than 100,000 of people who comes to Moldova. There are a lot of them who are comes and stay here. There are a lot of them who comes and want to go to Romania, to European Union, and other in the other countries from the European Union. Of course, there are a lot of women. There are a lot of childs. It is something unacceptable, because there were a lot of emotions of the people who lost their houses, they lost their life, who lost their life and try to begin a new life in the European Union. There are a lot of people who do not know if they can sometimes again to come back to their country, to their houses. And this is a very emotional situation in Moldova, at least in Ukraine. On the border, it is very difficult.
Yeah, it's a real human catastrophe. I saw the pictures. We have been together at Lemberg, at Lviv. I think it was just 2 months ago, 3 months ago. We were together in Lviv, discussed with our Ukrainian friends the situation, and now such terrible things happens. We had been in Kiev, and nobody could ever believe that Putin, Russia would bomb Kiev. And now there is a real danger that it goes on. And in my view, this is another question. During our project in 2020, we saw the big demonstrations in Minsk, in Belarus, against Lukashenko's falsification of the voting, of the election process. Some months before, we had this war, the Turkish attack with Azerbaijan in Bergkarabakh. So we have had in the last 3 years different very, very heavy conflicts in the former Eastern Soviet republics. Do you see any connections between this long-planned war against Ukraine with these other things happening in 2020 in Caucasus and in Belarus?
So I can go earlier because the Putin's psychical problems started more earlier. It was in 2008, in 2008, when Russia's army occupied Abkhazia and South Ossetia. This was the start of the situation that we are now, if we clear. After Munich conference, when Putin told that he do not want more to cooperate with the Western world, in 2007 in Munich, it started this difficult and this killing situation that happened now here in Ukraine, and maybe in a few weeks or few months extend to the other ex-Soviet countries. Putin's appetite come to be more in 2008 when the Russian army occupied the Abkhazia and South Ossetia.
In Georgia, yeah.
Yeah. After that was big mistake of the Occident when start the Crimea and fighting in the Donbass. In the first case in Georgia was Mr. Sarkozy, who comes to Moscow and tried to negotiate with Mr. Putin. In 2014 was the Minsk conference, and now in 2022, the Putin tried to occupy all of the ex-Soviet countries, do not being considered the option of the countries, the option of the peoples, the options of the what we want, what want the people in Ukraine, what want the people in the Belarus, what want the people in Moldova, Ukraine, and in our country. He have a fixed idea to reconstruct not the USSR, because the USSR it is impossible to reconstruct now at the moment, because if we will look from the European, from the economical point of view, from a military point of view, it is impossible to reconstruct the USSR, the Soviet Union, at the moment. But he wants to do something, a political construction that will look like USSR. This is his dream, and I think it is a crazy dream, because for this construction will be dying more people that died from 1918 till 1945, when this construction of the USSR was made. Because During this time, from 1918, when start the construction of the USSR, till 1945, when it finished this construction, died billion and billion of people. And here in Moldova and in Ukraine, in Georgia, in all countries died at billion of people. But in that time did not exist the Facebook, the YouTube, the Twitter, and other social media, and the information do not moving so speedy. But now we are living in 21st century, and the world construction is changed. But unfortunately, these things do not understand the Putin and his friends. And unfortunately, the people are dying minute by minute in Kiev, where we were, in Lvov, where we were, in Kharkov, Odessa, and the other wonderful cities.
Yeah,
wonderful
I know them
cities.
all.
The Ukraine, die people hour by hour. The people die, and the people try to fight with. I think it is apocalypse scenario.
Yeah, Konstantin, the question is also, you've seen the big demonstration all over the world. We got pictures from New York, from Lena Kronenberger, you know her. She's in New York at the moment. We saw the big demonstrations in Germany in solidarity with Ukraine and the Ukrainian people. What's up in Moldova?
So in Moldova, we do not have a demonstration. But we have a very big solidarity. The people comes on the street and ask the people to come to there to be refugees in their houses. The people giving their houses. The people, one of my friend, give their cars, and he made some roads from border from Odessa border to Chisinau. And the people try to help to people to be included in our society. The solidarity is more, but about protests we saw more in the eastern in the west. I mean Poland, Czech Republic. I know that a lot of universities from the Czech Republic told to Russian people that it can be a situation that you will be go at home. And it is in Moldova do not have protests or some meetings, but Moldova are more concentrated now how to help to the people who are coming to refugees, because it is a lot for you must to understand that Moldova it's such big like a Berlin, yeah, on the population. We have 3 billion of people here in Moldova, and more than 100,000 people who comes at the moment to your territory. It is you can feel this.
It's really also a really big challenge for Moldova.
Yeah, and it is a challenge not for just for people. It is a challenge for authorities, because you must do. There are a lot of women and child, and you need to help. And COVID, it's do not despair now in Moldova. There are a lot of them who comes. They have maybe a COVID, maybe need some medical assistance. There are a lot of women who are pregnant, who need the other assistance, and the situation is it's really changed for challenge for our authorities, for the medicine, and for the for all authorities from Moldova. And there are a lot of people who do not want to stay here in Moldova. They want to go in Romanian, or in the European Union. And the situation, it's really, really, really difficult.
And so you are a TV journalist, and you know very well about the power of pictures, which are shown to the audience. How is the Moldovan TV reporting about the war and the Russian aggression in Ukraine?
So all TVs, Moldavian public TV, Romanian public TV, where I'm working, of course, we reflect large this subject. We have at least 6 days that we are working 24 hours per day to try to explain everything. In Moldova, unfortunately, there are a lot of TV stations that are retranslated by from Russia. Of course, we are now very, I can say, looked on all subjects, but of course the propaganda is filling in some reports, in some projects. There are television in Moldova that do not speak about Russian aggression. They said that it is a special operation, military special operation. It is
the Russian terms, terms.
Russian terms. There are like TV stations here in Moldova that using this. Yesterday, I spoke with one of the deputy of our deputy in the Parliament of the Republic of Moldova, and he told me that the authorities looks very attent to all media station here in Moldova. And how I told us the Sputnik was the website of the Sputnik here in Moldova was closed by our authorities. Here we have another fighting, if I can say this, and we try to inform clearly. The situation is difficult because we have a lot of fake news. So we can't to inform directly from Ukraine because it is war. We try to find information from some Telegram channels. We try to bring information from our friends, of course, already that we have there in Ukraine, and we try to bring information from officials from Ukraine. But this is very, very difficult because on the Telegram channels may come some information that Kiev it calm down. And I don't know, in a few minutes it's come down information that Kiev is already okay. There are fighting, there are bombing, but everything. It's very, very difficult with a lot of information. We have a lot of information, and we try to be right. We try to have clear information, but it is very, very difficult because we do not have a correspondent there in Ukraine. The afraid information and not clear information was about Transnistria, but in Transnistria is everything okay, it's peace, everybody is calm. There are a lot of fake news about Transnistrian situation, but the Transnistrian not recognize the authorities told that everything will be okay. They do not want to fight. They do not want to go to Chisinau or to go to Odessa. They stay in their bank, and it is very difficult to know true information in time. And we try to apply to our colleagues who are there. I mean, special Germans colleagues, with English colleagues, I mean BBC, Deutsche Welle, AFP, and our colleagues who are there, and try to make a clear history of the situation.
So thank you very much, Konstantin, for your reports from Moldova. We are in touch. We will be in touch, and the project continue. I hope that media dialogue will continue, must continue. The background of our talk now shows how necessary it is. So again, thank you very much. All the best to Moldova. All the best to the Ukrainian people and the other refugees in Moldova. And let's hope that Europe will come to peace again. And so thank you very much again to Chisinau. Bye-bye.
Thank you.